It's Mr. Science Geek. I hope my tanks don't leak. If it's information that you seek, be sure to tune in each week. And my videos take a peek. My singing and my jokes really read.
Hello, fellow fish nerds, and happy last day of the February fish vlogs. Today's video is about local fish clubs and why you should join one or start one. There's the nose scratch. So last night I originally recorded the first version of this video, but it was dark and the video quality was even worse than what it is now. I know it's hard to believe that it can be anything worse than this, but trust me, it was. I might put a little snippet somewhere around here for you to see to trust me, it's bad. Anyways, last night I was on my way to the local fish club meeting, and I was really excited. So it did not let me down. The great benefits of being a member of a local fish club. By the way, I'll post a link to my local fish club down below. So y'all can go check it out and see how we work in case you want to start one. Benefits of being a member of a local fish club. One, my favorite one, is having an outlet to talk fish with fellow fish nerds and not feel like you're the biggest nerd ever, and they actually listen. They don't start zoning out, and they will actually actively share the conversation with you, and it's happening in real life. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Fish Fam. We're a very supportive group. I feel like I know some of you personally. It's hard to believe that some of you out there I've never met in person yet. That will be happening hopefully soon, once my life kind of settles down and slows down just a little bit. But there's so much to be said for face-to-face interactions with fellow fish nerds. Okay, that's the number one benefit. Number two is I enjoy the speakers. The speakers, they talk on topics that are, most of the time, I am very interested in. Every once in a while, I'm like, I'll pay attention, I'll listen, and I'll save it in my might be used for later info file. For example, one time we had a speaker come talk about saltwater tanks. I don't have any saltwater tanks, but maybe one day I will. That is in the works. Not in the works, but you know, it's a thought. One time we had a person come talk about African cichlids. I don't have African cichlids, but you never know. I might have them one day. We've had one guy come talk about show guppies and breeding guppies. You know, I paid attention to that. You know, I enjoyed that one. We had a speaker come talk about the planted aquarium. I enjoyed that. That was great. One guy talked about, he actually Skyped us from Washington, is a person, he does koi ponds. That was interesting. I would like to possibly have one of those one day. My aunt has one. And then one speaker talked to us via Skype from Florida, from the Coral Restoration Foundation. That, obviously, I'm not growing coral. Obviously, I'm not in Florida, but the whole conservation aspect, I think, is very important. So, last night's speaker was, she talked about the evolution of a fish room, from her first fish room to her current fish room, changes she's made, changes she would like to make, the failures that she's had, that she's learned from, and honestly, one of the really interesting parts was how to keep a non-fish keeping spouse happy when you have a fish room. So that is a very important thing to know, because my wife is not a fish nerd either. So last night's speaker, super interesting. I would like to build a kind of mini fish room. It's more of a fish corner. So I paid attention to that, listened to her, talk about her water change system that she goes through, her water change systems that she's tried in the past, their benefits and downfalls, and how she brings in clean water and the set up the tanks and how they all go. So that was very interesting last night. So the other, I'd say number 3 exciting aspect of being a member of a local fish club is the auction. It is a good place to buy fish, live plants, fish, supplies, usually at an amazing price. Our minimum price for plants is $3, and minimum plants for fish is $6. And last night I thought I got some red root floaters for $3, but it turns out it was salvinia, and I don't need any more salvinia, but whatever, it was $3. Now I got a bag of goldfish, plural, for the minimum of $6 that I will be giving to my aunt who keeps koi and goldfish. She'll like that, and hey, I pay the minimum of $6. The other great thing about a local fish club auction is that you can also sell items, sell fish, sell plants, and it's a way of breeding for profit. But really, we all know it's a way to just hopefully break even. Because last night I brought in my 2 male Epistogram Cacatoris Orange Flash. First one went for a good amount, the second one went for the minimum amount. So after I get my percentage cut in a check next month, I will hopefully break even with the goldfish and plants that I bought. That's the plan. So auctions. The 4th thing is all the activities you can do that you could not usually do by yourself. Like my local fish club likes to go once a year or so to go collecting wild and native fish, and that's cool. It's something I wouldn't do by myself or even know where to find these wild and native fish. So if you are not a member of a local fish club and you have one nearby, consider joining one. Find them, check them out, go join them. If you do not have one in your area, look around, see if there is one, and if there's not, post on Craigslist, on Facebook, and see if there's interest. Maybe other people would like to start it with you. And the most difficult, challenging part is finding a space to meet. We are lucky enough to have a member that is a small business owner that lets us use his business area, his business space after hours, and so we don't have to worry about. We have a regular meeting place, and that's the hardest part. Focus on that if you're starting one. That's the hardest part. I was a member of one that was starting, and that was our challenge from month to month. So if you're not a member of one and you have one, join it. If you don't have one, then start it, okay? So with that, without further ado, this will be the end of the February fish vlogs. Yay, but I will be back tomorrow for my first Friday video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. I'll be posting videos every Friday and possibly every Wednesday as well. So in case you miss me every day, be sure to turn on notifications, click that bell, and subscribe so you can be notified whenever I do post my weekly videos. They will be much better quality because I will have more time to put in quality editing into those videos. So stay tuned and stay fishy, people.